Dear students, in the last video we discussed about electricity, how the electric current will be constituted. So electric current is nothing but rate of flow of charges. So rate of flow of electric charges, that to negative charges, electrons will move from one place to another in a conductor and constitute an electric current. And what makes the electrons to flow? That is nothing but potential difference. Potential difference is denoted by V. So the work done to move a unit positive charge from one point to another point is called as electric potential. So this electric potential and electric current, it is measured by the electrical devices. The electrical devices are ammeter. This is the electric device used to find or to measure the electric current in a circuit, and this is voltmeter. It is used to find the or to measure the potential difference in a circuit. So how this electric current and voltmeter, that is voltmeter reading potential difference I and V are related, is defined by the Ohm's law. So Ohm's law, how V and I are related. Ohm's law, the George physicist George Simon Ohm, the German physicist, found out the relationship between the current I flowing in a metallic coil and a potential difference across the conductor. So he has performed one experiment. This is a circuit symbol. See, can you identify what are the components used in the electric circuit? This is resistor R, V, that is potential difference to measure the potential difference, voltmeter, A, ammeter to measure electric current, and this is that is combination of cells is called it as a battery. First we will use one cell, only one cell will connect to the circuit, and we will note down the voltmeter reading and the ammeter reading. Okay. Next we can again we join one more cell, then corresponding voltmeter and the ammeter reading will be noted down. If you join one more cell, see, if you adding one more cell to the circuit means we are increasing the potential difference. Cell is nothing but to increase the potential difference. If you are increasing a potential difference, ammeter value also will be changed. Ammeter value is nothing but current value. Like that, so for 4 cells also, if you note down the ammeter reading and a voltmeter reading, that will be when voltmeter is increases, value of the voltmeter, that is potential difference increases, ammeter reading also will be increasing it. That is the relation we call it as V proportional to I. This is called as Ohm's law. It states that the potential difference V across the ends of the given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, and the temperature remains the same. At constant temperature, V is directly proportional to I. So directly proportional states that if one quantity increases, another quantity also will be increasing it. If you increase the potential difference, current also will be increasing. That is the relation between the V and I. This is known as Ohm's law. So this, if you note down that voltmeter reading and ammeter reading in a graph, so in the x-axis we will take the voltage, that is voltmeter reading. In a y-axis we will take the current, ammeter reading. See, when it has come in the first case, voltage 3 volt battery if you have taken, current has come 0.4 amperes. 6, when one more cell is added, then it becomes 0.8, and when you have taken 9, 1.2, like that. The VI graph represent constantly it is increasing, and we get a straight line. So that is V by I is equal to constant. That constant will write it as R. So that is V is equal to I into R. That R is called as resistance of the wire. So resistance is also another property of the electric current. So what is this resistance? Resistance is nothing but the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it. So the flow of electrons constitute an electric current. But some property of the conductor will oppose the electrons to move. So that is called it as a resistance. Electrons are not freely moving in the conductor. So there will be some return or some opposition will be there. That is only we call it as a resistance. So what do you mean by resistance? The property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it is called as resistance. Resistance is measured in ohm. SI unit of resistance is ohm and it is denoted by the Greek letter ohm. So this formula to find the resistance is R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. What is this V? V is potential difference, I is current and R is called resistance. When we call it as 1 ohm, so what SI unit of resistance is ohm. When we call this as 1 ohm means if the potential difference across the two ends of the conductor is 1 volt and the current through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance is said to be 1 ohm. 1 volt by 1 ampere is equal to 1 ohm. Then R is equal to V by I formula and I is equal to V by R also. This is a device used to maintain the or to vary the resistance in the circuit. So resistance, if you want to increase the resistance opposition or if you want to decrease the resistance in the circuit, so this we call it as a rheostat, the device used to change the resistance in the circuit without changing the source of voltage. That means voltage if you change only, the resistance current value will be increases. Without changing the voltage, the battery remains the same. Only we want to change the current means we want to give the opposition for the flow of current. That will be done by this rheostat. This is the symbol used to write the resistance. The current flowing through the resistor is inversely proportional to the resistance. I is inversely proportional to the resistance. That means if the resistance value is less, then the current will be more. I value will be more. If resistance is more, then the current value will be less. So that's why the conductor, to call it a metal, to call this as a good conductor, it should be having a less resistance. Copper is called it as a good conductor because it has a less resistance. The opposition for the flow of current is very less in the conductor, and few metals will be having more opposition for the flow of current. So what are the factors does the resistance of the conductor depends? Okay, I told few will be having a less resistance and few will be having a more resistance. So these are the component resistors they will be using in the circuit to maintain the resistance. In IC circuit and all, these are the resistance of different values. 5 ohm resistor, 10 ohm resistor, like that we will be getting. These are used in the IC circuit. So on what factor this resistance will be depend? How can it will be increase or decrease? Means in a uniform metallic conductor, if you have taken the resistance, it is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. So length of the conductor means R is directly proportional to L. If you increase the length of the wire, resistance also will be increases. If you have taken 100 meter wire, then the resistance will be more. If you have taken 10 meter wire, resistance will be less. So R is directly proportional to L. Then R is inversely proportional to R means resistance, inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So what is this area of cross section means? Whether you are considering a thick wire or a thin wire, area is wire thickness. If you have taken a thicker wire, then it will be resistance will be less. If you have taken thin wire, resistance will be more. So R is inversely proportional to the area of cross section and it is directly proportional to the temperature. If high temperature is there, more resistance will be. If less temperature, it is a less resistance. And it also depends on nature of material. Nature of material means which conductor you are using it. So copper, all the metals will be having a different resistance. Copper, aluminium and silver like that, they will be having different. So that only I wrote in a symbol here. R directly proportional to L. Resistance is directly proportional to the length of the wire. And R inversely proportional to 1 by A. 1 by A means area of cross section. Then if you combine these two and write R is proportional to L by A. To remove this proportionality symbol, we will write a constant rho. This we call it as rho, a Greek letter. So this R is equal to rho into 1 L by A. So what is this rho? This rho is called as resistivity, constant of proportionality. That constant of proportionality is called electrical resistivity of material of the conductor. See, this resistivity is depends on the material. So this material is called it as conductor. So you know that now by the Ohm's law we know that all these three, V means potential difference, I means current and R is resistance. All three how they are related. So if you write V, I, R in a triangular shape, V is equal to I into R. V is equal to I into R. This is the first formula. When you know current and a resistance, we can find out potential difference. V is equal to I into R. Second formula, if you want to find I, current I, if you want to find out, I is equal to V by R. So I means current is equal to potential difference divided by resistance. Then if you want to find R, R is equal to V by I. So all this is the three relations between the V, I and R. Come back to resistivity. Resistivity means it is the resistance offered by the cube of a material of side 1 meter when current flows perpendicular to the opposite faces. That means resistivity is nothing but numerical value of the material. Numerical value means when you have taken 1 meter wide, if you have taken 1 meter wide, the cube of material of side 1 meter when current flows perpendicular to the opposite faces. So opposite faces means in which direction the current is flowing. In that perpendicular if you flow means that we call it as a resistance. That is for the flow of opposition for the flow of current. So that's why it is taken in opposite direction. That is called it as resistivity. So resistivity is denoted by rho. Rho is equal to R into A divided by L. L means length. Area of resistance, area of cross section divided by length is called as slope. And the SI unit of this resistivity is ohm meter. So ohm meter symbol is for ohm and meter m. And this resistivity is nothing but the characteristic property of the material. It is a material property irrespective of length and area. Resistivity does not depend on the length of the conductor or it does not depend upon the area of the cross section. It is constant for the material. Different material will be having a different resistivity. Suppose metals if you have taken, resistivity of metals and alloys if you have taken, it varies from 10 to the power of -8 to 10 to the power of -6. Resistivity of all the metals varies from 10 to the power of -8 to 10 to the power of -6. And insulators, what do you mean by insulators? Does not carry the current or does not allow the current to pass through them are called as insulators. Insulators will be having more resistance, that's why the electrons will not move, then current will not move. So insulators have 10 to the power of 12 to 10 to the power of 17. Example, glass or wood, anything you can give. There it is having 10 to the power of 12 to 10 to the power of 17. So resistivity of alloy is generally higher than that of its constituent metals. So what do you mean by alloys? Alloys are nothing but it is an two or more metals. If you mix in a proper proportion, then we will get an alloy. Steel is an alloy. Okay. So like that, alloys will be having higher than the resistivity will be higher than that of its constituent metals. So metals have less resistance. That's why alloys are used in heating devices. Heating devices means electric devices like you can electric heater you can take or electric iron box you can take. They are using alloys instead of pure metals, because pure metals will get oxidized and burn easily, but alloys do not oxidize or burn readily at high temperature, and that's why they are used in electrical heating devices and they have less resistivity. And copper and aluminium, they are the best conductors used for the electrical transmission line because they have low resistivity. If the resistivity is low, the current electrons will be they move freely and constitute electric current. So that's why copper and aluminium are used in good conductors. So this is resistivity of the different materials. Silver having a resistivity of 1.6 and copper having a 1.62 into 10 to the power of -8. Aluminium, tungsten resistivity is increasing here. Iron, chromium, that means silver is a good conductor, copper is a good conductor, aluminium, if you go down the resistivity will be increasing. When resistivity is increasing, it is not considered as a good conductor. Insulator have more resistance, alloys have more resistance than the metal. See, alloy copper and nickel, if you take you will get a magnesium, so that is have a nichrome, copper, magnesium and nickel. If you get a nichrome, it is having a more resistivity than the copper. That's why it is used in a heating devices. Okay, thank you.